Top 5 Wednesday. Kim here, welcome back. It's Wednesday. We're gonna do Top 5 Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, friends. We've made it halfway through the week. Unless you're like me and you work harder on the weekends than you do during the weekdays. Anyway, Top 5 Wednesday is a Goodreads group, and I will leave the LINKY link for it down there, but basically there's a topic and we name our top 5 favorite or least favorite things about said topic, so let's do it. This week's topic is your top 5 books that you think will be future classics. I'm not sure if these are going to be classics because of how good they were as books. I kind of feel more like they will be read in schools and talked about and studied and analyzed and things like that because of their popularity and because of what they did for the reading and publishing world. And in that aspect, I think that they will be considered classics one day. Let's start with an obvious one. Harry Potter. Is this not on everyone's list? Is it not already a classic? This did amazing things for getting kids to read. That alone should label it as a future classic because I feel like it's important to know why. It's important to know what got kids going with this. This series turned so many people into readers because they read it as a kid. And so I think it's important to acknowledge Harry Potter for doing that and to also acknowledge that it's great writing. It's a great story. There's just a lot of elements going on here that would make it a classic. And if it's not already considered a classic, it will be. 2 is one I'm not sure should be a classic, but it may end up being one anyway. The Davinci Code by Dan Brown. This book was like insanity. Like just in terms of people reading it, and it was flying off shelves and it was just talked about nonstop for months and months, if not years. And it was controversial in a lot of ways, and there was a lot going on when this book was like first out. Like it was craziness. I think for that reason alone, people are gonna be wondering about it. People are gonna be looking back on it and thinking, why did this happen? How did this happen? What's so great about this that made this happen? And that right there is gonna turn it into a classic. And then American Gods by Neil Gaiman. In the future, I feel like Neil Gaiman will be considered a major classic author. I think that he will be talked about and revered and, you know, required reading. He should be required reading. It's fantastic. I feel like American Gods was a piece of literature by him that just said the most of what I've read. I've not read everything he's ever written, but I feel like this was speaking to people purposefully. I feel like all his books are speaking to people purposefully, but I feel like this one really was saying some serious stuff about culture and society and all that kind of stuff. So for that reason, I think it's going to be required reading in school eventually. It may be, studied, and it's going to be looked at, and it's going to be dissected and things like that. And it should be because it's fantastic. So future classic right here. Next up, Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. This was another one that was like pretty freaking popular for a while. Not quite to the extent of Davinci Code and things like that, but I feel like a lot of avid readers read this and loved it. I feel like educated people really liked it, and I feel like it wasn't just like, oh, it was a great story, super entertaining, I have to read it. I feel like there was more to it than that, than just like popularity and amusement. So I think that people are going to be looking back on this. I feel like this is going to be on that like list of 100 books you should read in your lifetime kind of thing. And it should be because it was phenomenal. And lastly, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho? Paulo Coelho. Paulo Coelho. Oh, I can never say his name. Paulo Coelho. Can someone please give me a pronunciation guide for this fantastic author's name? Because I love him. This was actually required reading in college for me. It wasn't even a lit class. I opened it, so begrudgingly. I just was like, ugh. And I loved it. Oh my gosh, this book took over my life for a period of time. Like, I just was really obsessed with it. And it was beautiful and thought-provoking and just incredible. It's an incredible piece of literature. If it's not already considered a classic, it very soon will be, because it's very touching and it's very deep and it's just good. It's just Good lit, guys. That's going to do it for my top 5 Wednesday this week, you guys. I hope you're having a great week. I hope the rest of the week is amazing for you. Obligatory shout out to my travel channel if you haven't checked it out yet. Thanks for watching. I love y'all so much. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until the next book, you guys.